Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Fire Emblem Heroes Sleeper Skills, the series where we take a look at skills that can be hard to find a home for. Today we're going to talk about Guard. At time of recording, Guard can be inherited from Titania, Leon, or Halloween Sakura, and can only be fully unlocked from the 5-star versions of all of these units. So what does Guard actually do? Whenever a unit with Guard is in combat and above the HP threshold, Guard will reduce the enemy's special charge rate by 1. If the enemy has a skill that increases their special charge rate, like Steady Breath, Guard will nullify that bonus, and the enemy will gain special charge as normal. In other words, if Steady Breath gives the enemy 2 special charges per action while defending, Guard will reduce that to 1. If the enemy only gains 1 charge per attack or counterattack, Guard will reduce that to 0. Because Guard only affects cooldown charge rate and not cooldown charge count, it will not prevent the enemy from activating a special if it is already fully charged. There's a link in the description to a video by OmniH that showcases every relevant Guard interaction, just in case you want a more comprehensive explanation. If you're still confused, just remember this. Guard doesn't adjust the enemy's special cooldown itself. Instead, it reduces the rate at which they charge their special. This makes Guard a difficult skill to evaluate at a glance. Whether Guard is good or not depends entirely on the tactical value of neutralizing specials, not the intrinsic properties of the unit carrying Guard. Basically, it's a skill that can work on almost any unit, but your mileage may vary and its usefulness changes from map to map. Let's look at some examples. As always, these aren't the only builds that use Guard, just a few that I really like. Up first we have Felicia. The idea here is that we use distant defense to boost Felicia's defenses, then deny the enemy specials while charging our own. The weapon choice is pretty flexible. The refinery choice is pretty flexible too, so pick the one you feel best complements your Felicia's nature. The special is Glacies to give her some much needed killing power. In the A slot we run distant defense. This can be substituted with warding stance, but that does require sacrificing a Halloween Sakura, and you lose the physical half of distant defense. For the B slot, we run Guard. In the C slot, we run a ploy skill. I personally like attack or defense ploy. The Sacred Seal is distant defense for even more durability. You can run this exact setup on Halloween Sakura to great effect as well, or if you prefer bows instead of daggers, you can run something very similar on Niles or Faye. Running Guard on Felicia isn't exactly new. I just feel like it's the best demonstration of Guard's intended use case, and a great starting point for your own experimentation. Next we have Riss, and I know what you're thinking. Running Guard on healers is a bad idea, because it means that you can't use the Razzle-Dazzle combo of Wrathful and Dazzling Staff. That is true, but for this build I don't think it matters. The goal here isn't damage, it's team utility and control. Riss has some of the highest base resistance in the game, and among the healers, only Azama has more health. Combined, that means Riss can utilize Guard, Water Boost, Ploys, and Staves all at once. He can wreak absolute havoc on the enemy team, all while being nearly immune to magic damage. The weapon itself is flexible, but you'll want to use the dazzling version of whatever you pick. For the A slot, we run Water Boost to leverage his decent HP and boost his resistance when fighting mages. The B slot is Guard. The C slot is Speed Ploy for team utility, and the Seal is Attack Ploy for both team utility and extra effective bulk. Finally, we have Lucas, one of the best melee candidates for running Guard. Lucas does one thing really well: he tanks physical damage. He has the stat line of an armored unit, with almost 0 speed, low resistance, massive defense, great attack, and great HP. Outside of his vulnerability to magic damage, there's really only one thing that can dislodge him: damaging specials. The idea behind this build is pretty simple. You throw Guard on Lucas, and then drop him on a defense tile. Once you turn off special charge, there aren't too many situations where an entrenched Lucas can even be hurt, let alone 1 round KO'd. Of course, this does limit Lucas's ability to kill units on his own. Guard takes up the B slot, denying him quick riposte. For the special, Lucas wants Bonfire or Ignis, depending on your choice of A skill and choice of seal. In the A slot, we run Close Defense or Steady Breath. For the B slot, we run Guard. The C slot is flexible, but Lucas is a great candidate for threaten skills. Overall, I really like Guard. It makes you think tactically about specials, and because of that, it's one of the most dynamic skills in the game. That said, Guard's power level is situational, which means it's variable. You can put it on anything, but it won't always matter. The biggest issue with Guard, though, is the opportunity cost. Guard competes on the B slot, and most players will likely choose to run skills like Quick Riposte or Breakers for upfront, consistent power. But these are just my thoughts. Hopefully, I did a good job with this video, but that's not for me to decide. If you liked it, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. As always, I hope to see you next time.